And so it puts a lot of emphasis on D+ to do a heavy amount of banning. That being said, T1 are still happy to ban out the Malphite here.
Yeah, I think the Malphite needs to have a look at, if you want to play Unara, you probably have to take Vi away. If you do want to play Ryze, just go ahead and pick that. The enemy team will pick Talia and you'll win anyway.
I honestly feel like T1 are kind of, you know, they're banning Malphite, Varus on first pick, which has given a lot of favors over to D+. Here, you know, last time, you know, there was Nocturne, there was Vi banned. I feel like I'd be just taking away the Ryze in the situation. I feel like if you give Ryze here, unless you have something specifically planned for it,
so
it'd be you putting yourself in a really scary position where you might go
Red side on second pick. Was?
So I would probably just take that one off the cards. They're going to go for the Aphelios instead. Are T1 going to first pick it? Are they going to go in a different direction? We'll see.
Ja, Yunara offen, ne? Ryze offen. Vi first pick, okay.
Instead, even over the Ryze.
Pantheon als Antwort offen, als AD-Antwort.
Vi is definitely one of Owner's best, and it's again, it kind of makes you not want to play Unara, which is available again.
Yeah, does put a lot of pressure on that. Of D+, Lucid considering what he's specifically going to play. You know, Pantheon's still available, Wukong's still available. There's still a decent jungle pool. And he's just going to go the Wukong here.
Yeah, I think that's
Wukong stattdessen, okay.
We'll have to see what it is paired with, as Corki does get picked up early. Definitely a good choice.
Yeah,
So das heißt, du tradest mit Yunara jetzt.
Vi in this situation, so you know the Vi does dive in, you can Valkyrie backwards, peel back, create a bit of space, have that sort of.
Entweder das oder sie traden mit der Kaiser-Comp. Auch möglich.
I don't know. I feel like you could have gone like Ryze Corki in this situation.
Yeah.
Maybe they're scared of like Faker going Cassiopeia, Faker going.
Ja, gehen sie für Yunara oder gehen sie für eine Kaiser-Comp? 4-5 schreit eher nach Kaiser.
They both played a ton of.
Schreit aber auch eher nach Kaiser-Ban jetzt.
Showmaker and Faker
Oh.
of Ryze is the most played. The pick's extremely strong. And that Showmaker has something specifically prepped, which it looks like he's going to go for the Anivia. So he's like,
Okay.
happy for you to have the Ryze.
Solider Anivia-Pick.
In the Anivia, we've seen it before into the Ryze. We'll see if he can execute and make it work into it, because this is a big gambit, giving Faker the Ryze, which he's been so confident, so proficient on.
Yeah.
I'll have to see them make it work.
I think it's hard when you're playing against T1 because so many other players.
Ja, Kaiser? Kaiser Yunara-Bans oder was?
Can't like take them all away, but you end up going for counter.
Was ist vollkommen einfach ein Plan? Boah, es gibt halt bestimmte OP-Champions. Die werden gedraftet am Anfang und darum bildet sich dann eine Comp. Ist immer relativ. Also selbst erklären, wenn du eine Weile schaust einfach.
Anivia does really good into Sion. So if you're taking the Ryze, which the expectation is you might end up going into the Anivia, also taking the Sion, I think was a mistake, because obviously when he ults in, you're going to slam the wall down, right?
Yeah.
And also it's very hard for the Sion to team fight into an Anivia specifically. You already, as you know, a melee pick, specifically as a Sion, it can be quite hard to get your decimating smash off into an Anivia, so you can kind of just walk you around the fight. We do see D+ heavily banning away AD carries, not wanting to deal with the Yunara, but also the prospect of like Ashe Seraphine. And T1 will take away the prospect of Corki, Nami, and the Rek'Sai, which you've seen a lot into, you know, tanks the top lane. It could just be for D+ like Cassante in the top lane, you could just take that. We've seen that a ton. But instead, she was going to go for the Zehen.
Kaiser ist offen.
Seems like, which I think, again,
Mal schauen, ob sie die gehen.
a melee top lane is definitely where he fares better. If you know the matchup, you're going to do a lot better than we've seen some Zehen since like Kennen, and it's been absolutely miserable.
Yeah. So, down to.
Ich mag Zahin, wenn er erst so bei 20 Minuten im Game joint. Darf nicht sein, okay. Ja, Kaiser Lane würde sich anbieten, wie gesagt.
Down there, but we're going to see the bottom lane of T1 first. So what do you pair with this? Definitely need more damage. Can't just be the Ryze.
You also need a good amount of range. I think ultimately, if you're playing something with short range, you're just gonna have a bad time in this composition.
Yeah.
Kai'Sa's okay because even though like she's short range in terms of ultra attacks, her W is something she can play with at longer range, and her ult allows her to kind of circumvent situations.
Alle Range Supports sind raus. Nautilus der first pick to go, ja.
We've seen that before. It's not a fun time.
Last pick top lane.
Be a fearless draft thing where they want to play Yunara game 3. Like, they want to just prioritize it and they just take both Vi and Nautilus away. Otherwise, I do definitely agree.
I feel like T1 are kind of playing on hard mode in this game, if I'm being honest.
Ja, jetzt schauen wir, was Support kommt. Ne? Also da könnte jetzt, Braum finde ich nicht so geil, Rakan könnte kommen.
But you benefit if you win.
Ja, Rakan könnte kommen.
As long as you get
Alistair finde ich okay.
In League of Legends, you do benefit if you
No, I'm
win.
saying like
That's
in the
some-
future,
you know what,
in the
Brendan?
future games.
That's why we pay you the big bucks. That's
That's why I'm the Valdanalyst.
That's why you're the Vandal.
Schauen wir mal.
What am I saying?
Bad
Yeah.
analyst.
It's
Was wird?
coming in, which I think is fine, into the Nautilus, but also
Hallo, Jay.
does make things even more difficult for this front line of T1. I think this is a hard game for T1, if I'm going to be honest. I think they don't have any super favorable lane matchups. I think the Anivia, you know, you see.
Es wäre ein Rare Janna-Engel gewesen statt Nautilus.
Yes, she's good into the Rise, she's good in the
Weiß ich nicht.
She can give Vi difficult time.
Weiß ich nicht.
They can obviously try and ult to get on top of her and hopefully have follow-up. But now, with how the draft has panned out, I think she's kind of just in a phenomenal spot.
Ja, finde den DK-Draft fein jetzt.
Maybe they
Ich
said
glaube, Sahin, wenn er Head kommt, kann hier richtig Terror machen, außer gegen Rice.
one walk.
Also gegen jeden außer Rice kann er Terror machen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Again, you know, we've seen games where there's drafts which we don't favor and they've won. It's not an unwinnable game, but I think they've definitely put it on hard mode. And I think D+, they're in a situation where, you know, they've got great tools. So a bounce back from game 1, definitely possible. But that being said, if you have a draft like this and you lose game 2 as D+, I don't see how you recover from this position. You have all the tools you need. This should be an equalization of the series based on the drafts.
Well, we'll see if they can.
Ja, wir sind relativ viel nach Top sogar.
Alrighty, game number 2. We already saw yesterday Nongshim were able to get out to a very quick 2-0 lead, but it win 5 games. T1, I feel like if they can win this,
Ja, erneut Sahin.
it's
Mag ich am liebsten, wenn er erst sehr spät ins Game reinjoint.
thought for sure yesterday was going to be a 3-0 with how slow
Mit 2 Items am besten.
Nongshim were looking, but I feel like T1 and DK are on the next step up
Yeah.
and should be cleaner in general with some of their leads. So expecting more out of T1 if they do end up getting to that 2-0 position. But as you mentioned, I mean, this could be the big moment for DK. Pretty exciting to see if they could tie it up.
Like I said, I think they got the tools for it. Just comes down to how they play. See if they can pull it off. Don't see anything too crazy in terms of wounds so far. Doran get some good trades in, just using the shield level 1, kind of bullying out Shiwu.
Now he's level 2.
Oh,
This
that
is
was close.
smash. And
Dieser Sahin-Champion, das ist auch nicht gut.
he has to flash in the bottom lane.
Yeah, disrespecting the pushing power of the Kaiser Nord when you do have, you know, an Alistair with you, and ends up losing flash for it. Not a great feeling so far.
I mean, we talked about how DK should have won the lanes in game 1. They ended up not, and actually Doran was able to exert his influence in many parts of the map, as was Faker.
Ja,
DK, if once again they're not going
also ich glaube, dass er die Trades nicht optimal gespielt hat, aber Simon ist schon balanced so.
kind of fall behind naturally.
Sehr balanced.
If
That's,
that happens, it
Wann
would
sehen wir Darius Toplane? Das ist eine gute Frage. Gestern hatten wir schon Olaf. Aber dann der war auch zu gefährdet, ziemlich OP gegen die Gegner kommt.
I don't know what's up with Xiu.
Nicht nur gegen Toplane.
Xiu is a very strong laner.
To
and
be fair as
he's very
well,
good in these positions.
Sion is one of those champions who just is kind of obnoxious to play against. Doran's going to try and go for a ward.
So, warum hast du jetzt den Kleinen da nicht eingegriffen, Lucid?
This is something.
Warum hast du den letzten da nicht genommen?
Try push the ward and then he just like sends something.
Warum Sahin und die Aatrox?
I don't need a ward.
Sahin Overpowered Champion? Overpowered Terror Champion? Weiß ich nicht.
Knew the timing.
Couldn't tell ya.
Yeah.
So has himself covered now. And should just be able to continue to exert pressure in the lane.
Yeah. Just knows that Lucid's getting the Scuttle Crab and he wants to play a little bit slower this time. And that's just fine. Another hook is going to come down, but that one is onto Career, who now is just standing right in front of Flash, or Smash, who did
So
flash.
Smash doesn't have flash, so that's why he's standing in front of him. There you go.
Yes. There you
And
go.
they're playing so defensive at complete max range in this situation.
Zilean Megapick statt Nautilus? Nee.
Off the Kaiser not very threatening.
Weil wenn du Zilean blindest, dann lass Pick nie Nautilus.
He did just kind of walk up.
Harder ist das, gibt's die Kommentare? Yes, sir.
Suspicious of it. There's wards in
Yes,
the
sir.
Lucid's in the vicinity, but there's so many wards. Then there's one in the tri brush, there's one in the lane brush, so there's just no way for him to get in without being
So, blind Zilean.
One in the jungle.
Was?
Yeah.
Like on his ground.
War Last Pick.
They know exactly where he is, and if he was going to come in, they would have spotted him too.
Yeah, the timing of it as well. Like he just backed off of the scuttle in the top side of the map as he's trading.
Hä, was labert ihr? Es war Blind Pick Nautilus, guys.
Bossbomb misses as well.
Du kannst keinen Chandra blind picken, weil dann picken die Last Pick Nautilus.
We're pretty big fans, but we're not fans of a laning
Hä?
phase. But if you get a laning phase like this,
Bei dem anderen geht's irgendwie nur um komische Topics. Ah, chillig.
run into the bank.
The thing is as well with Kai'Sa is like, you know, there's
Hello,
lanes
Maverick.
that she's uncomfortable into because they can just poke her out. But a lane like this, you know, if Corki's not exerting pressure onto you, and it's all about like the more all-in trades, right? Like the tanks go in, apply their CC.
Den von Last Pick Top geredet, dann habe ich mich vertan, ja. Aber es war Blind Pick Nautilus into Last Pick Support.
And in the all-in,
Ja.
Corki can't really keep up. Doesn't have nearly as much sustained damage, so I think right now T plus just on the
Ja, Top-Matchup ist todesrough, sobald die Bramble fertig ist. Ist immer ein bisschen cringe.
Faker is going to flash out of that one as Carrier just
Ja, vielleicht kriegt die Wave dafür. Ist okay.
career afterwards, but still a win for the side of DK, forcing Faker to flash.
Yeah, the fact they have that already. Lucid not too far away from his ult as well, so potentially could capitalize on that after. And also, it's so easy to set up. If Ryze is walking forward, Showmaker can just set it up by himself with the wall, as he kind of did there. T1 are gonna pick up
Ich mache mir ein bisschen Sorgen, wenn wir wieder in ein 2-Drake-Szenario reinkommen. Obwohl, diesmal ist sogar besser mit Anivia wahrscheinlich. Mal schauen. Anivia, Corki.
So, see
Beide ziemlich gut gegen die Gegner kommen.
this all in this one. And she was not very much enjoying
Prügelt.
herself, but
Uiuiui.
too much kill pressure as he's going to be the one actually going in. And now Doran maybe overstepping here, a bit out of mana.
Hat sie wohl Mana für Q? Gleich, ne? Jetzt, ja.
Trying to walk this one off, saying you don't quite have the damage, and he
Oh, jetzt
uses
ist...
the plants,
Lol.
which it's kind of rare that
Und jetzt ist Lane wieder cringe, weil jetzt verliert er seine Passive. Schöner Play.
This is dead. First blood goes
Schöner Play.
over to Lucid, and they punish Faker for not having his flash.
There's the setup, you know, coming in, flash down, really easy to find it. We saw Shiwu on the top side was using his ult to stack his passive so that he could continue the trade.
Guter Play.
He's gotten Cole, so definitely looking to farm up.
Hätte ich Blut nicht gehabt, ich glaube, er stirbt nicht wegen Cookies. To be honest.
A little uncomfortable. Was close
Haben ja kein Flash mehr, aber ich glaube nicht, dass er gestorben wäre. Ah, vielleicht schon. Vielleicht schon.
But I think ultimately, the fact that Showmaker already has a 20 CS lead and that assist coming in, this matchup going as you'd hope when you locked in the Innovate into the Rise. Very easy, very simple, very straightforward.
Gutes Setup.
Rise is immobile. When he doesn't get phase rush, you can see Faker trying to proc it there, trying to go for a trade, but if Lucid is ever there, you're just dead, standing on top of the Anivia ult.
See a decent trade back there from the D plus bot lane. Do have Faker coming down though.
Yeah, Realm Morph coming in. They do have flash this time though, but Career, I don't think he's gonna even bother to...
Ich wieder, also, honestly, das letzte Mal, als ich es gesehen habe, auf Rise hat er es auch gemacht, ne? Also dieses aus Base from Play schauen mit Ulti, macht er echt gut.
Yeah, getting a kill.
To be honest, macht er schon ziemlich gut.
For the Kai'Sa in terms of snowballing, was already having a great time in lane, so Faker find an opportunity to roam, and definitely what you want to be doing on this Rise when your lane is going a little bit rough. Also picking up the Boots of Swiftness, which does have the upgraded boots have like a crazy amount of slow resist. So base is 25%, upgraded is 40%. So I think the goal is just when Showmaker puts down the ultimate, the Glacial Storm, you just kind of run out of it. Doesn't mean he doesn't have the Merc Treads, right, with the magic damage shield. But to be honest, if you get stunned anyway, you're taking the big E regardless.
Yeah. And also it's, you know, in terms of magic damage, it's mostly just Showmaker.
Yeah. Also the phase Phase Rush gives slow resist as well. So with them together, you can just kind of go full
Synergy.
speed.
Yeah.
Full speed, just leave it. Just leave the Blizzard.
Yeah. We talk about the walk strategy, but in this case, it's actually the run strategy.
The run strategy. You hear the Blizzard alert.
Sofort im Meister Level 6 holen.
I'm gonna respect that. I'm gonna get to a safe distance.
Oh, Deep Dive in Botlane.
That's what Fake is trying to do in this game.
That is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So, glad Faker's being a good influence once again.
It's a regular.
Sie bleiben nicht Botlane. Bless.
We've had one kill apiece.
Grubby ist immer ein wenig suspekt.
I guess.
So useless.
But
Hard
pretty difficult to do so.
Yeah, especially when you're trying to have a Nautilus lead the charge against an Anivia.
Yeah. Well, eventually.
What the fuck?
will not be long enough.
What the fuck? Guter Countergank.
Ignivia, as,
Guter Countergank.
Showmaker is totally fine. Owner
Weirder Sequence.
uses his flash and also dies.
Sehr weirder Sequence.
I'm not sure what the game plan was there. Because Showmaker used his wall, right? And obviously, Kerry had the angle and could land the grab. And did. And again, you know, that's fine. But then Owner...
Sie wissen nur, dass er Eck hat, ja, aber wenn der Wukong nicht da ist, ist er tot.
Because he was just taking...
Right, also der Wukong da denied the play halt.
And he just like flashed under tower to proc the egg. Trying to make an omelet, I assume.
Yeah.
But struggling a little bit. So here, like, you know, the wall is so small at this point. He gets around it. But it's like, you know Lucid's on this side of the map. You know he's nearby. And especially with the minion wave coming, even if he's not, it would take so long. Like, you, Owner wouldn't have died.
Ja, sie haben ihn gesehen. Also, ja, sie haben Wukong gesehen. Also, sie wissen ja, also wie wir auch gesagt haben, sie wissen ja auch, dass er auf Grubbies war. Naja. Naja.
Bit of a crazy play.
Spannend machen.
Bit of a crazy play. And that's a second kill for Lucid, who already has that Triforce completed.
Yeah, the T1 Circus, as a lot of our Korean fans like to refer to them. Showing off some of their stuff here, some entertainment in the early game. And yeah, well, you know, now Showmaker doesn't have his egg, so on the follow-up...
Does have his flash, though.
Well, maybe they can get that next time. And then his egg will be back up.
Yep. And then the time after that?
His flash will be back up.
Time after that?
Egg is back up.
Oh.
Yeah.
But then
they're gonna do it twice in a row very quickly.
Okay, 1-1 für Breaks. Super. Oh, sie wasted. Oh no. Ult für die Wave.
So we're trying to realm warp out of the top lane.
Ult für die Wave.
Or,
Worst case.
walk up there.
Wave is back. Das passt.
Engage cone. Wow.
Ja, gut.
Deliverance coming on in, and Shiu
Gut.
is
Oh, oh, okay.
really able to do enough damage.
Not bad.
job of clearing the wave, I'll be honest. So
Okay, ich dachte, er stirbt vielleicht dafür. Hey, not bad at all.
big investment from Faker in terms of time there.
Oh, er ist gestayed.
Round two. That's gonna be the flash.
Warum bist du gestayed, Bruder?
But we still have realm warp because he didn't use it the last time around. But
Hä?
pretty mobile, able to get into the wave. As now we're looking at the bottom lane at 3v.
Aber warum? Hä?
Kill in the top lane. Owner going.
Und, okay.
He got smashed.
Währenddessen auf Botlane gonna play. Hä?
Just shakes it off. Lucid there on time once again.
Ich dachte, okay, passt. Du kriegst Mitte-Plates. Verlierst eine Wave, Top-Lane, eine Plate da. Okay. Aber, well.
Initial strong play
Du kriegst eine Menge Plates auf Mitte.
save
3 Grubbies, huh?
himself. But in the meantime, Showmaker is just he's playing. It's not even really PvE. It's PvT.
Yeah.
Player vs tower.
Protoss versus Terran.
Yes. She sticks around. Probably because he doesn't have TP and he's being very greedy. But yeah, you don't have the cooldowns to do this, and he ends up getting chased down. Does go on
Ergibt gar keinen Sinn.
than maybe they would have liked, and that
Naja.
gives a lot of time for Showmaker in the mid lane. But they go for this aggressive play. They can't target the Alistair because you know it's an Alistair of level 6.
Ja, wieder ein decent Countergang von Lucid.
Heavy committal, and Wukong is so strong right now. And Owner's like, well, I guess I have to go and continue on the Corki. But the Corki has barriers, so it's like, okay.
Immer noch ein guter Countergang.
Flash, by the way.
Yeah. Pays held on to his ult because he just knew. Like, even if he does get the kill on the smash, he just dies to Lucid. So
Yeah.
it's not worth it.
And you know, Owner is a great Vi, but this does not feel good when you first pick the Vi, and then like your early rotation is this Rise, which obviously, you know, these are great picks for your mid jungle in Owner and Faker, and they just have not been working in this game so far. You know, Lucid and Showmaker having a great one. on the Wukong.
Insta Swifties Rush.
Trying to land
Showmaker.
here with owner in the area, but again, it's Corki, and that's part of the reason why you do pick the Corki to get away from stuff like that. From the collapse, we did see a bit of a lane swap right after the quest finished, so pretty cool timing here from T1 to just immediately force this lane swap. As now we're gonna have the hook here onto Career, who is about half health, but now Carry has to flash away. So Career will take that every day.
Yeah, half your health bar or a flash. I think you'd rather have the flash still available. Lucid now fishing. Carrier really wanted to take that control ward. You could see it.
Wenn ich merke, der PayPal dann waren.
Pull back away.
Nö, oder? Ist nur Rice EW und I guess der Sion Q.
But I just think it's so
HLE ist raus, wenn T1 gewinnt. Nein, noch nicht safe. Da muss HLE aber gegen Genji ein Game gewinnen.
in the area and gets, you know,
Oder 2 Games? 1 oder 2 Games gewinnen.
it's a problem.
Yeah, we saw the counter pick of Anivia into Rise. That was prepped here by Showmaker. We've seen that out of Chovy. And then T1 was like, what about if you countered every other champion on our team too?
Yeah.
You know, like, let's make it a little bit more difficult. Not just the Rise, but how about everybody?
Weil es ist morgen früh um 9 Uhr. Morgen früh um 9 Uhr.
Do get ahead.
In Klammern, ich bin wahrscheinlich nicht da bis um 11 Uhr oder sowas.
They have Kai'Sa who can ult over the top, sure.
Mal sehen.
Not in that position, as this is one way as well. To
Warum ist mein Vogel tot? Oh mein Gott.
but Pace is making
Oh mein Gott.
is gonna get there first. The exhaust is gonna help out and
Guckt. Oh mein Gott.
around, and Pace flies in just to help out in the trade, and that's gonna be 2 kills going the way of T1.
Oh, war ja.
Yeah, good capitalization. Finding Showmaker isolated.
Ja, gemeins one-sided.
The way to do it. The Realm Warp comes in. And that's how you make an omelet. Lucio
Ah, schick so.
down as well, trying to save his mid laner.
Oh, war ja.
Smash gonna try and just defend top lane in return.
Ich hab bad fucking news.
Get the Rift Herald off the back of this as well. Doran able to catch waves. Baker goes down bot. You can see the rotations coming in from T1.
Now the gold's like dead even.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ona finding this big wraparound, just meaning there was no way to peel.
Aber bei MVP First Round, das ist eine gute Frage, weil ich war duschen.
The champion, I feel like does struggle into Anivia, but I do feel like Vi.
Ich hätte vermutet, entweder Doran oder Azir, also Faker. Doran oder Faker, wahrscheinlich.
So even though she's short range,
Aber ich weiß es nicht.
if you get on top of the Anivia, the Kai'Sa can be there, right? You know, if it was something like a Lucian would just have a nightmare time. But a Kai'Sa can follow up and close the distance, but it takes creative angles from T1. You have to find angles like that. So that was a good move from T1. And again, it's not impossible for T1 to play this composition. It is just hard. The burden is on them to outplay D+. If things play out in an ordinary way, if we just play out front to back, D+ are going to be very happy. But now, gold's about even. Dragon is up and available, and there's a Cloud Soul.
Zu Corki, ja.
A tremendous amount of
Mein Feiner wurde früh gepickt, Red.
so heavily gated.
Eine kleine 100 ist schick. Lasse vor mit 105.
Placing down slows, placing down
Akios lange für den 10. rein ins 3-0-Wochenende.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty huge. And this time both teams have
2-1 und ich wäre zufrieden.
exactly even here 17 minutes in.
Sagen wir es mal so. 2-1, ich wäre happy.
Entertaining fights here for these Drakes that both teams should be prioritizing. Speaking of which, DK trying to get on top of the first one, but they end
Loki wieder relativ toter Tag.
down. Carrier is just going to go
Guter Herald Play.
over the wall. So that's some nice tech he got there. The flash over the Anivia wall from Owner to get on top of Showmaker. Maybe
Winning Fight für DK, oder? Surely right.
into the back line.
Die verlieren den Fight.
Just down.
Okay, 3-0.
Doran gets in there with his ult.
Okay, 3-0.
Two of them up, and T1, they force the fight, and it works.
Ja, also nur lieber, wenn du das Game nicht gewinnst, dann gewinnst du keins.
Pass away, but he can't get away from this rise. As it's a full ace. It's a 5 for 0
Hallo, Calypso.
for T1, 17 minutes in.
just beautiful execution from T1, doing
Gut.
everything they need to make this fight work. And D+ are just left floundering when it comes to the 5v5. To get a clean ace at this point in the game, pick up that dragon as well. Now, I said coming out of the draft, if D+ loses, they're going to be in a rough spot. I think what's huge here, so
Hallo, Arkonis.
we end up seeing Carrier going aggressive, burns cooldowns from the Alistar, and then goes in the Herald. And this burns the wall from Anivia to block the Herald. So then Owner gets the ult in. The Herald has meant the wall is unavailable. And then we see Paze goes in, buys more time, and we get this great angle from
Ja, die haben keinen Damage. Zum Beispiel konnte auch nicht, also konnte nicht hitten für einen Großteil. So, läuft so gut? Nö. Ich mag den Damage mehr. Persönlich.
The team working in unison to just eke out everything that D+ has so that they can fly in and finish off those targets. It was honestly just a masterclass in team fighting from T1 against a composition that has the tools typically to prevent them from getting backline access. So great play from T1. They now have a sizable goal lead. You can see, look at the goal grab. They were dead even, and they did everything right there to bring themselves to this point of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 5,000 gold ahead now for T1. I mentioned it after the draft. I'm like, you know, the wall can't block literally everything. Also, the fact that Owner flashed in as well just to make sure that Showmaker didn't have a nice setup. You know, it didn't look like the Vial did all that much, but what it really did is just make things very uncomfortable for the Anivia, who just wants to sit back, have that ult in the perfect spot. But if you're getting flash ulted by Vi and have the threat of Kais over the top, which we also did see, you're not going to have a good time.
Yeah.
So now they're behind, and now I do worry for D+ Kia in this position.
Ja, also die Anivia macht auch kein Damage, weil die so scaled. Auf welchem Patch spielen die? Auf dem Zweier-Patch, also unserem Live-Patch.
Down to lock them in, but T1 are okay with that. As Paze is here as well, could try to force it. There's the hook on the decoy.
Der Job von Damen, ich mag den Job von Damen. Ich glaube, Anivia ist hier insane. Alles das ist eigentlich auch insane hier. Sahim, wenn er durch die ersten zwei Items kommt, auch insane. Ja, nichts geht mehr.
It's not real 2 items. And Paze just finished his Dusk and Dawn.
Ja, und der, ach du Scheiße, der hat 3 Items.
You're feeling really like, hey, this is my time to shine. Kai'Sa is just blown through it, right? This Kai'Sa is so strong right now.
Yes, Somaria. Alfonti. Yes, Somaria.
It's really not going to take much at all from Paze to just instantly stack that passive and explode targets. So worrisome for D+. And when you're playing against a composition like this that is trying to dive through you, and you have these tools to mitigate it, when you fall behind like this, you do just kind of get bowled over. So they really need T1 to misstep, and they need to find an angle where they can hold them at bay. Right now, T1 are starting up on the Baron. Yeah. If T1 get the Baron, that's generally seen as bad.
Yeah, we've seen so many teams in the mid-game just kind of flounder and do nothing. T1 is not going to be that team. We know about the T1 Barons. They're going to go for it. Doran is trying to get on top of Lucid, who does actually get the pitch.
I mean, das war eine gute Sequence, ne? Flash-Ulti von Doran, die finish Nash. Wow, der Flash da vorne. Freak. Ja, GG. Katastrophe. Asmo und ich sind Brüder. No fucking way. Lebt ihr im selben Haushalt? Also mehr.
The level of coordination T1 are showing right now just leagues above, right? Doran, he's on the duty to sort of zone away. Lucid is cautious about getting over the wall. Doran flashes, ults him, and it puts the pressure on Lucid. Not able to get over the... I'm not sure if he got over in time or not, but not able to get the smite. And then here, they're just chasing through on them. You know, Korea goes down. Fake is flashing up to Showmaker.
Mal wieder ein Random Fact am Morgen. Genauso wie der Fakt, dass es hier 3-0 wird außerdem. Ich habe eine Hoffnung. Ich habe hier keinerlei Hoffnung.
I said at the top of the show as well that like T1's number 2 and DK are number 3. You know, if we look at the standings right now in the LCK Cup, but T1 and Gen G are very much like a whole tier above D+ Kia, it does feel like right now, just based on the games we've seen. And I think we're seeing a little bit of that here as well. Owner is going to have to flash away. And, you know, we did see Nongshim come out really strong, but I think this is a different feel today. Ascaria is going to go in. We got the teleport coming in.
Oh, yeah.
8,000 gold, and they're going to pull the trigger here with the Baron as everybody...
Ey, immerhin machen sie es schnell, oder? Muss ja, also ist ja auch irgendwas wert. Immer machen sie es schnell. GG. Aufs erste LEC-Game freue ich mich schon richtig heute. Ja, klasse. Nee, geil. Geilo. Wenn Genji morgen 3-0 gewinnt, was nicht so unwahrscheinlich ist, haben wir einfach raus. Ja. Yep, korrekt. Und wenn wenn Hanwha ein Game gewinnen, muss es kürzer als 34 Minuten und irgendwas sein. Sonst ist sie auch raus. Außer sie gewinnen halt 2. Die Ratten gewinnen heute gegen Coil, richtig, oder? Die würden sich tatsächlich nicht trauen, right? Der geht nach vorne. Warum lebt er?
And this game has to feel demoralizing. It's a rough loss at this point. Game 1, you know, was T1 winning, but there was some fight. This one has just been an absolute crushing. And from D+,
21-4 mit dem Draft ist
complete mental reset going to be needed going into game 3. Still looking for an
sehr crazy.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Owner, as the headbutt was coming in, he lands his Q and just turns it around on the career. And they're really just styling on them now as another hook is going to come in. Lucid, no W available rather, as we do have the ult coming in from Paze. He is going to put an end to things, or try to, as they're under the turrets. They're certainly having their fun, but I think at this point they can kind of do whatever they want. TP coming in. This is from the Zahan, and you know, maybe some shutdowns being given over. This one is given.
Glaubst du, es gibt mehr als 30 Supports in der LEC, die das mit der Tower-Distance checken? Was meinst du? Du meinst, dass je mehr Leute dran sind, desto mehr Armor und Eimer, oder was?
And then just let the super minions push in and end of the game.
Faker.
But I think this is also an example where T1 were like, let's just go to game 3.
Yeah.
So
I thought DK were saying the same thing, but they held on to their base.
not ready to go to game 3 yet, it seems. A little bit more time to hold out. We'll see T1 respawning. KDA's dampened a little bit.
Yep. Nö. Ich glaube, okay, wie viele LEC-Pros wissen nach dem nächsten Patch, dass sie jetzt 5 Mann siegen können, oder dass es zu 5 siegen nicht mehr so schlecht ist.
Yeah. Well, we take those, you know.
See, the biggest gold lead is actually in the jungle. It's not where I would have expected it. Could be potentially because we did have some big shutdowns going.
Was hat er nie als gebaut? Actualizer.
Smash, definitely a factor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Smash has a ton of farm. So
The comeback.
yeah, they now have triple super minions coming into the base. And this time T1 have spent their gold and have full HP. So we'll see. IE picked up for Smash. They have 1 Nexus tower.
Well, Doran's taking some damage. And the Nexus tower is under siege. Owner threatening a dive, but doesn't have to. Doran eventually will take critical damage if he keeps just eating ult damage. But for T1, they don't have to overstep. They're going to play it slowly from here. I say that, they immediately just dive the turret, might as well. They get into that backline onto Showmaker, who is not having a very fun time, as he finally does go down, but so will Paze, but nobody has a number. Trying desperately, and so does but
Ich sehe wieder, guck mal, das ist jetzt schon wieder so, wir schauen jetzt das dritte Game. Aber wie zur Hölle sollen die das dritte Game gewinnen, wenn die hier so gepammelt werden? Wie sollen die das dritte Game gewinnen, bitte?
Turret respawn?
Yeah, Lucid's alive, but
yeah.
there's so many super minions. But he's gonna get carried. He got him.
Oh, he did. Okay. Well, the Nexus is down, and finally, the very
Ja, ich sehe es nicht.